if you have felt intimidated by making your own hamburger buns, let me just tell you, it's actually not as hard as you might think it is. I am going to walk you through this process step by step as we create these really tender and delicious whole wheat hamburger buns. What I love about these, of course, is they're not dry at all, which is a very common misconception when it comes to whole wheat baked goods. But also, you know what's going into them, and you know that there's no extra packaging. So it's a win all the way around. Now, don't forget, of course, to subscribe. You don't want to miss any of the new videos coming out. And of course, if you like this video, I would appreciate it if you'd like this video. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so we need to start by activating the yeast. You do this by adding the yeast, the water, and the honey into the mixer and let it sit for just a few minutes. And then this is a straight dough method, so all of the other ingredients are going to be added to the bowl after this once the yeast is activated. So you throw them all in. Now, I used white wheat in this recipe. You can also use red wheat, or spelt will work just as well. Put the lid on it, and we're going to start mixing. This can also be kneaded by hand, of course. You're going to want to let it go for probably in between 6 and 8 minutes until the dough is smooth. You can see it's a tiny bit tacky or sticky. We're going to cover this, let it rise until it's doubled, and then we're going to start forming our hamburger buns. Now, I made 8 with this recipe. If you want to go just a little bit smaller, you can do 10, or if you want to do slider buns, you can do 16. Now, once they're cut into shape, you're going to roll them into a ball, and when they're all rolled into a ball, we're going to put them onto our pan. I like to use a parchment lined pan. This is just for easy cleanup. These are going to spread quite a bit, so I only do about 4 or 5 per pan. You can see that I spread them out here. And I did 2 pans to do the 8 rolls. And then here's what makes my recipe different than others. Now, a lot of people will just let them rise like this and they look almost like a dinner roll. But what I learned in culinary school is this. So you spray the top of it or butter them just a little bit. You don't want the saran wrap to stick to it. Then you're going to set an empty sheet pan on top of it. What this is going to do is it's going to make them rise out instead of up, so they look more like a hamburger bun. Then once it's risen for about 30 minutes, peel back that plastic wrap, and then we're going to brush them really, really well with egg wash. You want to go all the way around. Once they're brushed with egg wash, you're going to sprinkle them with your toppings. I use poppy seeds and sesame seeds for mine. These are going to go right into the preheated oven, and you're going to bake these until they're browned. You can see here they came out perfect. And then let them cool, obviously, for just a little bit until you slice into them. And then you can see in this how nice and tender these are. They're very easy to cut into. They're the perfect shape for a hamburger bun. They're soft, they're tender, and they're absolutely delicious.